Hello friends, it is Alina back for another video, and in this one we are going to be doing a pick a card reading for December 2020, the month ahead. So if that interests you, then let's get started. All right, y'all, what is up? What is good? I filmed this entire thing and there were a bunch of electrical mishaps with it, and not electrical, actually having to do with the video processing and saving onto my new SD card. There was a bunch of stuff, but you know what? I'm so determined, and the messages that were coming through were they just felt so strong. Also, I want to say thank you to all y'all who wrote encouraging messages on my community post. If you're subscribed to me, you might have seen it, where I talked about how I was having some energetic and electrical issues, and I was just asking for, good intentions moving forward. And I just want to thank you so much for that, because I think that it really did help. With all of that said, let's go ahead and get started for December 2020. What is your month ahead moving forward? Oh, first thing is, I'm actually having an epic sale for the Auralign 2021 Astrology Planner, which is an astrology planner that I made that has dedicated full and new moon ritual pages for the entire year, and astrology notifications for every single day and month. So when you open up your monthly calendar and your weekly calendar, where you put in your schedule of things to do, you see little symbols and notifications for every full moon, every new moon, every first quarter, third quarter moon phase, every eclipse, every retrograde, and all of the things. So there's a lot more to it than just that, but if that even a little bit of that interests you, and you want to support a Black female-owned business, and you want to get a really, really dope customized planner for the 2021 that serves you all year round, and for an incredibly discounted price for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Small Business Saturday, then check out my links in the description for the Auralign planner. But with all that said, I'll go ahead and change the camera angle so you can decide which deck that you'd like, and we can do some deep breathing. And yeah, go ahead and look at the timestamps in the description to see which group you have chosen, and I will see you there. All right, let's get started. All right, so before you, we have the 4 decks. Right here is citrine, clear quartz, adventurine, and rose quartz. So if you're having a hard time choosing, if you're like me with analysis paralysis, I have Gemini all over my charts, then I invite you to take some clear, intentional breaths. Let's do 3. And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my Tibetan singing bowl to help you get a little bit present. So go ahead and take those intentional breaths. You can even close your eyes. And when you're ready to open your eyes, this is group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you have chosen your deck, I will see you at your group number. And there are timestamps in the video description and the comment section. So I'll see you there. Bye. Group number 1. Hello, hello. So, first things first, if you chose this group or this deck based off of the crystal, this is a citrine crystal. And citrine is so great and very nourishing and balancing for the solar plexus chakra, which is right below your actual solar plexus. I like to say kind of in between your belly button and the beginning of your rib cage, in that general area. And it's really a chakra and also a crystal that's focused on your energy, what you put out into the world, basically how you present yourself and almost shine like the sun, how people perceive you and receive you. And I love to have this by my desk because I feel like it's kind of energizing for me to really get to work and put out good energy into the world. So if you got that one, that's very interesting. Let's see what these cards have to reveal for you. I like to start out, or I want to starting out with tarot cards first, and then we'll go into the oracle deck. I feel like the tarot cards will kind of be revealing how things will play out for you this month of December, and the oracle cards will be a little bit more so inner guidance from your inner wisdom, your higher self, Gaia, all that exists God, whatever you like to call it, what messaging is coming through for you this month to help you stay aligned with your highest good. So the first card we have is, Seven of Pentacles upright. Okay, Seven of Pentacles upright. What I'm getting from this tarot card is that you have been working very hard. You've likely been toiling away this year over the last few months. As you can even see in this card, it's somebody looking down at almost like their garden, and they're looking at these pentacles almost like the flowers, the fruits of their labor. And what I'm getting from this is that in the month of December, you are going to start seeing results. You're going to start seeing results, a kind of tick in the chart, some good feedback from what you've been putting out there, whether it has to do with your career or maybe even planning something for the holiday season, maybe even personal work, interpersonal work within yourself. Maybe you have been journaling, maybe you have been reaching out to people or to talk about things and process things. What I'm getting from this card is that in the month of December, you are going to start seeing some results from that, some fruits of your labor, which is really, really good. I like that. I feel like you might have been waiting on something also. You've kind of just been like patiently waiting. It's like, all right, I planted the seed. I said what I needed to say, or I did what I needed to do. I'm kind of waiting to hear back. What I'm getting from this card is that you are going to hear back. You're going to see some results. Okay. Next is the Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. So as you can even see in this card, this is somebody that's sitting around all of these cups and their back is to it, right? And it's in reverse. And generally, Nine of Cups reversed is kind of a message of overindulgence or dissatisfaction. And what I'm getting from this is that likely in December, what might happen is you will get some good news. You're going to see some results from the work that you have been putting in, okay, for your goals or for something that something that you have been working towards to help you feel a little bit more balanced in life. And what I'm seeing from this is that you might not be satisfied with the results. You might have wanted a little bit more, or you might have set a goal that either was unrealistic or that you just weren't able to really hit this time around. And that's going to leave you feeling a little dissatisfied. But the message that I'm getting through here is that you need to really appreciate what you do have and recognize that that progress is progress. And a step forward is way better than staying where you were or a step in the wrong direction. So what I'm getting from this is the importance of practicing gratitude and seeing this person has their back to these cups, seeing the abundance that really is around you and really being, just recognizing that because I don't know. Yeah, they do. I'll never forget. I remember they did a few studies where they found that happiness and the happiest people was not dependent on capitalistic gain. It wasn't really dependent on monetary gain. And I know that you're like, oh yeah, I get that, whatever, but I need to survive. I get that. And this is if this is relevant to your career. And Pentacles really is a lot about monetary, physical gain, things like that. So that's what I'm thinking it might be. And then emotionally, you can't really get past the emotional dissatisfaction or disappointment. And I feel the need to remind you moving into December that when you are able to practice regular gratitude for the things that you do have, it can really help for you to see the value that is all around you and the opportunity that could be around you. Again, this is my general reading. I do not know your unique situation. So I just want to say that. Every situation is different. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to say that. Okay, the next card that I'm seeing, okay. I am seeing Nine of Swords in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse. Now this card is kind of telling me that you're going to have to deal with some deep introspection in the month of December. As you saw in this card, it's somebody that's in their bed, their heads are in their hand, or their head is in their hands. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be crying in your bed this month. There is a potential of that, but what I'm getting from this is that you're going to really, I think that what might happen in the month of December for you is you're going to have some gain. You are going to have some progress, but you might not be able to see it because you're still dealing with some pent up emotions or some triggers maybe that you really need to process and grapple with. And what I'm getting from this Knight of Swords in reverse is that you will have to, you're not going to be able to avoid it too much this month. It's going to really come to a head a little bit, and you're going to be forced to really grapple with that. And that might show up with, you know, maybe people who have been advocating for you, supporting you in some way, seeing you not being appreciative and being like, hey, like they might call you out even and be like, hey, what do you, come on. Maybe that even might be God or your higher source or your ancestors seeing you not being appreciative of what they've worked so hard for leading up to your existence, you know? And you are going to be called to really sit down and take stock of, where does this stem from for you? Certain levels of dissatisfaction with what you do have. And yeah, where does that stem from for you? Is it rooted in insecurity? Is it rooted in, you know, past experiences? Sometimes when we were children, certain things happen for us and it makes us see things through a certain lens. And yeah, that's what I'm getting, okay? I don't know, that's what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and go on to the Oracle card deck. I'm pulling from the Soulflower Oracle deck. And, oh, I'm getting Hellebore Empowerment. Okay, so when you see that, I'm like, ooh, even though I had to re-record this, I'm like being reminded all over again about these things, so just so you know. But yeah, Hellebore Empowerment. What a beautiful green flower. So it says, Hellebore wants you to know how powerful you truly are and to help you tap into your innate female wisdom. And if you're a guy watching this and you're like, female wisdom, yes, we have feminine and masculine energy. It's the yin and yang of all existence. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't freak out about it. It's okay. And yeah, like opening up to your feminine energy and, you know, that creative aspect of you. Women really birth things into the world, right? Like, we're the ultimate creators, if you think about it. And we can, you know, Earth is like Gaia, is like female energy. It's very fertile. Looking at that aspect of you, how powerful you are in that way. You know what you need to do. It is time to honor yourself, stop hiding, and stand in your own magnificent light with your head held high. Give yourself permission to connect with your heart and lead the way. I like this. So what I'm getting from this is that for the month of December, what will help you to stay in alignment with your highest good, navigating these energies, the tail end of the chaotic 2020 energy, and dealing with maybe some disappointment that might come this month, is to step into your power and recognize that you have the power to create. You did the damn thing, okay? You are doing the damn thing, you know? This upright Pentacles card is really acknowledging that you have been working hard. You have been utilizing, you know, your know-how, your intellect, your passion. You have been utilizing it, and you have been getting results. And to remember to stand in your power and recognize that, and to remember that nobody can ever take away what you have in your mind. Nobody can ever take away your knowledge, your education, your experience, okay? Nobody can ever take that away. You have been utilizing them in the ways that you can this previous month of November, the past year, and there's really good feedback coming from the universe, you know, like there's things that are happening for you, and it's a matter of recognizing it and feeling empowered by it, okay? Like, don't let your ego, that's a big thing. Don't let your ego get in the way this month. Okay? All right, next I'm pulling from the Oracle of Emanations deck. I love the back of these cards. This is the very first Oracle deck I ever got. How beautiful is that with a flower of life? Okay, I'm getting Angel of Rain. Angel of Rain. So the Angel of Rain card is really all about rain on me, rain, rain, rain on me. I don't know if you all know that Lady Gaga song, but the whole notion of it is this card is very aligned with that song and the theme of it, which is surrendering to the rain. When you are walking home and you're caught in the rain, all you can do is just let it rain on you, you know, just let it happen and allow for the water to pass and allow clarity to come through for you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And I don't know, I felt the need to pick this up, this citrine. I feel like you really are putting out good energy. You're putting out what you need to be. You're doing what you need to be doing. you know, you have been conscious of how you've presented yourself with the world, and you have been working on yourself. You have been conscious of that. And it's really, really important to surrender to, if you do feel like you're like, man, I really need to grapple with how I've been showing up, or I really need to grapple with some revelations that come out this December. What I'm getting is that it's important for you to let your emotions flow. If you feel the need to cry, cry it out. Cry it out. Cry it out. You know, if you feel the need, if you're going through a frustrating time, let it happen. You know, for example, an example is that I recorded this entire thing over an hour long and none of it saved. And I had to really kind of accept it and pick myself up, and I came back today and here we are. So that's what I'm getting from that card. Another big message from, actually, another big message that comes from the Angel of Rain card is kind of like in movies. I don't know if you guys are into cinema. I'm like super into cinema. What I'm thinking about, it's kind of like this. In a lot of movies, directors kind of use a moment, usually at the end of the movie, where it's raining to mark a change in the trajectory of the main character's life, to kind of mark a changing of times. Like when the rain clouds leave and the sun comes out and we're able to see the damage and kind of see everything in the new sun's light, we see that things have changed. And the rain card is also that. It's also kind of a message of a changing of times for you, a switching up of seasons, a switching up of weather for you, in that you might experience a period of raining where you're like, man, I feel kind of overwhelmed right now, probably even emotionally. But this card is really saying that this too shall pass. The rain will pass. And as cheesy as it sounds, you might get a rainbow, okay? You might just get a rainbow. But I think that you're only going to get that rainbow if you decide to really face yourself and grapple with your emotions and your ego and those things that might have come into play that have impacted how you perceive success and improvement, and why you might have been being hard on yourself. That's what I'm getting. Okay, y'all comment down below if this resonates. This is my first pick a card reading for the month ahead. This is one of my first ones in general, so I just want to make sure that it resonates, and I really do appreciate when you comment to let me know. Okay, the final card that I'm pulling from is the Moonology deck, and I'm getting New Moon in Libra, new romantic cycle begins. A new cycle. Interesting. I don't know if that focused for you or not, but a new cycle. So what I'm getting from this is, so first things first, Libra, new moon energy, and new moon in general. The new moon is the beginning of a new cycle. New moons are the ending of an old lunar cycle, the beginning of a new one, and it's really a time where your energy can be a little bit more low, and that is that correlation, and what we see symbolically in the sky is that the moon's light is incredibly low. We can't even see it during the new moon. So this is going to be a period of time for you this month where you are being called to focus a little bit more on reflection, okay? Reflection, rather than being go, doing all the time. And it'll actually serve you more so in this month of December if you take a little bit more time to really reflect and do that inner work, do that shadow work. If there are triggers that come up this December, they are things that are there to really be a catalyst for you to dive deeper into why you react certain ways, why you see what's happening in a more triggering way. Where does that come from? Because ultimately, like, you're not in the wrong. That's the thing. That's something that I really want to like hit home. Whatever revelations come up for you that do cause you to really look at yourself and really kind of see how you've been showing up in the world and how you've contributed to things, it's not so much about how like you're the problem, you're blah, blah, blah. No, not at all. It's more so about figuring out, where does that stem from? Like, why is it that you might unconsciously be a little bit more pessimistic with certain areas of your life? But what I'm getting from this is that a new cycle is beginning for you. And if you are in a relationship and you might have any like emotional revelations or frustrations this month of December, and it will be a catalyst for a new cycle for you moving forward in that relationship with more clear boundaries, and also maybe a more clear communication when it comes to when it specifically comes to your goals for you in the relationship. So yeah, All right, so that's group 1, okay? I really hope that this helped you, and I hope that this brings some clarity. I really hope it resonated, and if it did, please comment that in the comment section, because not only does it help to let me know that, I don't know, what I'm doing resonates, which really helps me as I continue on with this, but it also tells the YouTube algorithm, to share this with more people, and it helps me as a YouTuber in general. Also, if you don't want to share that, the very last thing, I invite you to comment maybe 3 sun emojis to let me know that you came from group number 1. That'll be really cool. All right, with all that said, I will see you in the next one, or maybe on my Monday morning meditation lives. All right, peace. Group number 2. What is up? What is good? I am so excited to read this for y'all. As I mentioned in the description, not even accidentally, it wasn't really me. There was some weird electrical, memory saving electronic stuff going on, and my entire video didn't save, but I was able to save these decks and the exact cards that were pulled, and I really do feel like these will resonate for you. They came so true and so clearly, and I really think that this will be good. So, if you chose group number 2, deck number 2, specifically for this clear quartz crystal here, clear quartz is so powerful at amplifying your energy, bringing clarity into certain situations, and clarity in how you communicate and put yourself out there. And so if you chose this crystal, I think that maybe subconsciously you might be looking for more clarity in your life. You might be looking for, you might have subconsciously, I don't know, you might be in search of how to communicate better, or, how to see things better, how to amplify your voice as well and get your voice heard in the most efficient way. That's what I'm getting. I don't know. But let's go ahead and look at the cards before we even jump to conclusions, okay? I don't know. But first, let me drink some water. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so I want to pull from some tarot cards first, and then we'll go into the oracle deck. I feel like the tarot cards will kind of share what's going to be showing up for you in December, and then the oracle cards will be really messages coming from source energy about how to stay aligned with your greatest good in December and how to navigate what the tarot cards are bringing up. So first card I'm getting is the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, 10 of Cups reversed, and what I'm getting from this card right off the bat is that in your relationships, there will likely be some miscommunication. There might be some revelations, some misalignment with your goals, with not communal, but with collective goals, where you're like, wait, I kind of thought that we were going in this direction, or I kind of thought that you were down to do this, and that's what I'm getting, because, when it's upright, when the 10 of Cups is upright, it's really about alignment in relationships, clear communication. Like, this is a great, partnership going on. So that's what I'm getting with this card. Yeah, I think that in the month of December, especially with the holidays coming up, the wild, chaotic energy of 2020, this isn't too far-fetched, specifically with the holidays. What could be specifically for some of y'all is in your interpersonal, family relationships, miscommunication with how you want to show up for the holiday season, how you want to show love in healthy and safe ways. But what I'm getting is specifically, this could be in your romantic life. There might be some revelations that come up for you where there might be some arguments where you're like, wait, you don't want to do that, 5 years down the line? Or, wait, like, I thought that we agreed upon this, and there's just, you kind of moving up until December, I think that you might have thought that certain people were on the same page, and there might be some things coming up where they, in fact, might not have been. So, I don't know. Ooh, okay, but we have the King of Swords, okay? King of Swords is really about clarity, okay? Clarity. And you will, in the month of December, you will have a heightened level of clarity when it comes to approaching these issues. So you will have a lot more confidence and self-sovereignty with moving forward with this. And what I'm getting is that these issues that you are having, or that you might have in the month of December, they will be more so catalysts in that moving forward in the month of December and even in 2021, you're actually going to be able to move forward in your relationships with a better understanding of where the other person is at. Like, you guys might not be on the same page. You might realize that you aren't on the same page in the month of December, but y'all are going to get on the same page in the best way possible. I think that it's going to be a positive catalyst because you're going to be like, whoa, I didn't know that. But I think that both of you will be open and clear in your communication when it comes to communicating what your needs are and, you know, what you want to do. So I think it's going to be like, oh, I didn't know that. And you might have a disagreement or something, but it's going to lead to you moving forward in more alignment with one another. Okay. The third card I'm getting is Five of Wands in reverse. Oh, yeah. And you know what? This one is just another confirmation. Five of Wands in reverse is triumphing over an obstacle or over a battle. You are going to be able to really get over this. And not only that, you'll be able to get over this with new information and actually better clarity specifically on your goals. So I'm really liking this. It started off meh, but you know what? I think it's, so again, the month of December for you, when it comes to relationships, and I think specifically emotions in your relationships, there might be some disagreements, but in the month of December, you are going to have a little bit more clarity. Either the disagreement or the misalignment will bring clarity. The other thing that I'm getting from this is, and this isn't for all of y'all, but I'm just getting this, is that from this revelation, the other possibility is that you actually do separate, or you do, you know, move in different directions, but it's going to be for your ultimate good. You're going to leave it with more clarity of like, okay, this is what I want and what I don't want. And you know what? They just weren't down for it. They weren't down with the get down, and that's okay. Or I wasn't down with the get down, and that's okay. And you're going to triumph from this, and you will be able to be more clear with your goals moving forward. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. So either you will stay ultimately, any type of misalignment that you experience in your relationships in the month of December or in a specific relationship, even if there's discomfort, frustration, anger, anything like that, emotions running high, ultimately it will be for your greatest good moving into 2021. That's what I'm getting from these cards, okay? And again, we got the clear quartz, okay? We got more clarity moving forward. That's really important to remember. Okay, with that said, let's go into the Soulflower Oracle card deck. I'm getting Sunflower Confidence. Sunflower Confidence. Oop, there it goes. It focused. And it says, confident sunflower stands tall and radiant, shining like the sun. When you are suffering from low self-confidence or self-doubt, Sunflower humbly reminds you of your true magnificence, instilling acceptance and understanding and allowing loving compassion to flow from your heart. I like that. What I'm getting from this is that for the month of December, moving forward, what will help you to stay aligned with your greatest good is to remember that you, like, basically to stand in your confidence when it comes to communicating, and to recognize that you have an open heart. So if you are communicating and you are letting people know where you're at, and you have an open heart, so you are empathetic for their perspective as well, things will work out moving forward. I think that also specifically a big catalyst that will help you to stay aligned with your greatest good in the month of December is approaching upset and disagreements with compassion. I know that's hard. I know that that's hard, and I know that that's not easy to do. But what I'm really getting through right now for you is that this is your reminder. This is your reminder that you do have the capacity to utilize compassion within you and to tap into your heart. And in that when you are compassionate and open-minded with disagreements, rather than constantly focusing on what you're going to say next, which happens in disagreements where you're like, but you're thinking like, okay, I hear that, but that also brings up another point that I can make. Like, if you kind of move away from that and just take a breath even, it'll really, really help you with finding the solutions for any type of disconnect or disagreement that crops up in relationships for the month of December for you. Okay? If that happens, okay? All right, next card I'm pulling from is from the Oracle of Emanations deck, and I'm getting Right Eye Wisdom. Okay. Yo, this is so fascinating to me. Oh, are you gonna focus? There you go. So what's really interesting from this is with wisdom, this card about wisdom is all about mental clarity, you know, tapping into doing research, seeking information, seeking knowledge to better understand your current situation. And first off, hey, you're here, you're at this video, you're seeking some wisdom, in my opinion, I don't know. But what I'm getting from this is, and even in this oracle card, you might have seen, it's somebody splitting their head open. And it's a little kind of gory, but what I'm getting from this is that in the potential disagreements that you might have in December, or in the upset that you might even see in the world, if this doesn't necessarily show up in your interpersonal life, it's going to, what I'm getting from this card is that what will be aligned, what will help you stay aligned with your highest good in December is seeking wisdom. Don't get lost in the sauce, okay? I don't know why I'm really getting, you know, the news, politics, you know, things that are happening in the world. You might get lost in the sauce of it. It's very easy, especially with social media. You know, everyone has a think piece online about everything. What I'm getting is that what will serve you best in the month of December is taking time to yourself and tapping into your own intuition, maybe journaling, asking yourself, how do you feel about this? Why do you think that? And also listening to podcasts, looking up and researching educated specialists and people who really have honed their craft within the fields that you are maybe seeing some frustration or misalignment in intentions within. So if that's relationships, seeking wisdom from friends who know you best, or from loved ones, or doing that deep research is really, really, really going to serve you in December of 2020. Not just, you know, seeing all these like one-off posts that don't really get deeper into the topic. You might be into even like Instagram, like therapists who post like really great and affirming and interesting topics. They, as intuitive and insightful as they can be, they aren't always necessarily customized to who you are. So definitely seeking wisdom personalized to your situations will also be very useful catalysts moving forward. All right, on to our last card from the Moonology Oracle deck, which I absolutely love. It is new full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecasted. I love it. Wow, this really wraps everything up so perfectly. I love this. So what this card is saying, there's a lot in this card, okay? First things first, the full moon. This December will be a full moon for you. Full moons are a time where it's the culmination of the energy that came from the new moon when the energy was low and you set your intentions and it's really, really building up. And then the full moon is kind of like this cosmic spotlight, shining a light on what has and hasn't been working for you in the previous lunar cycle, month, season, or year, and relative to the goals that you have. And so the full moon could be very illuminating on what has and hasn't been working for you, as in terms of relationships, what isn't what might be misaligned, what is not aligned right now. Like what was in, the reversed 10 of Cups. And the full moon in Libra is all about balance, wanting to make sure that justice is served, wanting to make sure that both parties are heard, that, there's checks and balances to things. And the message here on the card, it says win-win outcome forecasted. So this full moon, this December for you is going to be a full moon period for you. It's going to be a period of high energy, where a lot of things are going. The results of a lot of work is coming out into is culminating this month, but also it's going to be illuminating certain misalignments potentially. And also what is working, it's not going to be all negative, but with that clarity, you will have a win-win outcome. I love it, okay? Whatever this full moon, this period for you in December reveals, it really will be a catalyst for you to only move forward with better goals. And if you do need to recalibrate, maybe if you do need to part ways, any of that, it's going to be for your highest good. That's what I'm getting from this. All about the clarity, okay? All about the clarity. Crystal clear illumination for the month of December for you. All right, y'all. Okay, I think that wraps up this reading for group number 2. If you made it to the end of this reading, I invite you to comment 3 water or raindrops, okay? Now I know that you came from group number 2. Rain on me, rain, 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 okay? Also, what else? And then also just comment, like, if this resonated with you. I'm new at this and I want to make sure I'm doing it right, so I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's kind of it with all of that said. Oh, last thing. Like I mentioned before, Auralign Astrology Planners, my creation, are on sale for Black Friday. You know, for all, basically at the point that this video comes out all the way, I believe, until December 30th, if not December 30th, November 30th or December 1st. I'll have the info in the description, but I'm having a special sale going on, so get in on it for the Auralign Astrology Planner. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. All right, peace. Group number 3. Hello, howdy, how are ya? What is good? What is poppin'? I'm so sorry. I'm being weird. I'm just feeling good. We've been on a good roll with this, and I feel so aligned with the messaging that's coming through for the month of December, and I'm really excited to read yours, group number 3. So if you chose this deck, this group, based off of the crystal, this is Adventurine, okay? Now, Adventurine is a great crystal to have around you to help you stand a little bit taller, to help you really tap into your inner courage, your inner confidence, and to really, I almost feel like this is a great protective crystal as well, to remember and that you have sovereignty, that you are protected, you are loved. I like to wear this if I have like social anxiety, if I'm going to like maybe an interview or I'm just out and about. I'm like, you know what, let me just carry this in my back pocket, and it does really help me feel more tapped into that confidence. So subconsciously you might have chose this because you're looking to see, you know, if you're going to feel more confident in the month of December. Maybe you have some, you know, things that you're working on in terms of confidence and in terms of stepping out of your comfort zone confidently, and you're looking for insight in terms of that. I don't know. Let's consult the cards before we jump to anything. Am I right? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm being so weird, but I'm just like really happy about this. I'm feeling good energy around this. So let's start with the oracle cards. No, let's start with the tarot cards. I personally think that tarot cards, or at least for my pulling, they're kind of a message of what will unfold moving forward in the month of December for you. And the oracle cards are kind of messages from, you know, our higher source, from source energy, of what actions you can take to stay more aligned with your highest good in navigating the energy that is being brought up from the tarot card. So with that said, let's do card number 1, and it is 8 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, we are reversed. Interesting. So what I'm getting from this is that you have been toiling away. You have been working very hard this year, but also you will be continuing that on in the month of December. But specifically, with this being in reverse, it could get to a toxic level almost. That's what's coming through for me, in that you might be a perfectionist in some areas of what you have been working for, and it could be to your detriment. What I'm getting from this is a lot of analysis paralysis, maybe, I don't know, maybe not even paralysis, but you have just taken this very seriously, which is what has brought you these pentacles, which is what has brought you good fortune, possibly, with your work. But what I'm getting from this is that in the month of December, you might be overworking and maybe prioritizing your projects, or, you know, maybe you're even organizing things for the holidays for others, or you're trying to find that new job, or you're, you know, working to kind of go up the ladder at your career, or you're trying to really come up in a fresh and intentional way in how you present yourself to the world when it comes to your projects, creative things, and what you're putting out. But what I'm getting is that in the month of December, you might get carried away with that a little bit, and that perfectionist might pop out to your detriment. So you got to watch that, okay? Setting clear boundaries, in my opinion, with your work could be very beneficial. But that's the first card, so let's keep going. The next card I'm getting, and I'm remembering this now, like I mentioned in the intro, I pulled all of these yesterday, but none of it saved for some cosmic reason. Very Mercury retrograde-esque. We're out of retrograde, so I don't know. I believe Pluto's still in retrograde. I don't know what house that's in for me, so who knows. But anyway, we have the reversed Hermit. You have the Hermit card reversed. And what this card is telling me, usually when it's upright, the Hermit card upright is usually you intentionally deciding to kind of step away to really be more meditative, tap into your inner wisdom, tap into your intuition, and really get present outside of, you know, the energies of other people and other things, really taking time to yourself. But reversed Hermit, what I'm getting for you for the month of December is that potentially from you working so hard and being so focused on putting out the right thing and saying the right thing and doing the right thing, which again is not always bad. You know, it's just, it's about having a good balance, but that might lead you to feeling isolated. What I'm getting is isolation for the month of December for you. This could also be depending on where you're at in the world. Shelter in place, quarantine orders being put in place, or also for the holiday season. These are things that like you don't want to do, but you know that it's right to do. When it comes to maybe even the holiday season, you might feel, what I'm getting from this is you might have had an expectation that certain people were going to be with you for the holiday season and they aren't going to be able to. This could be from a passing. This could be from just, you know, wanting to keep everybody else safe by staying away. But this could also be from work. You know, you might have been looking down, really looking down at what your projects are, what you've been working on, and this just won't focus. And you know, you've been out of focus of what really matters, and you might look up from it in December and realize that you're a little isolated. So 2 reverse cards, but you know what? That's not the full story. Let's see what else is showing up. What I'm getting from this isolation card also is that it was your choice. It's either your choice in that you know that you have to do the right thing for the health of others in 2020 with this chaotic energy and this, you know, virus going on. But what I'm also getting is that it could be you not feeling too good. You know, like maybe some sadness, already feeling mentally isolated from other people. And so you decide to physically isolate from other people or communication-wise online. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if this resonates or not, but that's what I'm getting from the month of December. Ooh, yeah, okay. The next thing I'm getting, again, in reverse, is the 2 of Pentacles reversed. And as you can see here, this is somebody who's balancing them, and they're kind of almost like juggling them. But in reverse, it usually when it's upright, it's like you're able to balance it all. You're able to juggle it. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of like you might feel a little bit overwhelmed with all of the tasks that you decided to take on in the month of December. And you're kind of like feeling that overwhelm. And yeah, so you're going to be really working hard. You're going to have a lot on your plate in the month of December. And you might feel a little bit isolated, and it might be connected to that work. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. All reverse cards, group number 3. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this from these tarot cards right now. Let's see. What I'm also getting is that yes, you are working really hard in this 8 of Pentacles, but it's going to be for your greatest good. Not the overworking part of it, but what you are working on in general is the right path. But the final thing that I'm going to say about this deck, and by the way, sorry if the light changed or anything, I had to stop for a second, but one of the things the other thing that I want to mention about this is that this reversed 2 of Pentacles, I think that a lot of it, let's see if it'll focus, because you'll be able to see it visually on here too. Oh, doesn't want to focus, but I think that you not being able to balance things will also stem from the nature of December. It's the holiday season. It's also 2020 with some chaotic energy going into this eclipse season to, you know, leave 2020 with a bang. You know, it's the holidays. You know, there's a lot to have on your schedule just as an average person. And there's also navigating how to celebrate and connect with people without being able to do it the way that we normally do because of the pandemic, and because there might be shelter in place going into December for you, depending on where you live. So that's what I'm getting. But let's go ahead and look at the oracle cards. I'm going to be pulling from the Soulflower Oracle deck, and I'm getting boundaries, yarrow, okay? The yarrow flower and herb. Can you all see that? Why won't you focus? Oh well, I'm not sure if you were able to see it, but yarrow boundaries. It says, like a little umbrella or shield, yarrow offers protection from negative energies or toxic influences. She helps you to build strong, healthy boundaries and compassionate awareness of self and others, and to avoid unnecessary energy leaks and general depletions as you evolve and grow. Ah, interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that what will serve you best in the month of December, that will keep you aligned with your greatest good, given what these tarot cards are kind of telling me with, in terms of you really diving into your work. And again, work might not necessarily be, your career. It could also be the work that you're doing to make a great holiday season, or to, put together something that brings you money or that helps you in your relationships, But what I'm getting is it's important to have a strong work-life balance, but also the part of it of having compassionate self-awareness. When you have those boundaries of like, okay, that's my work life, this is my personal life, you allow yourself to really have that personal time that you need to recognize compassionately that you are a human being. And what I'm getting with this isolation for December 2020 that could be happening for you, the best pathway through that is really looking at not only boundaries that are healthy for work-life balance, so you're not overwhelmed, but what boundaries have you put in place that could be isolating you from others? And how can you be compassionate with yourself enough to open up to others about how you're feeling? Really opening up. What I'm getting is like, you really need to be open about speaking up about how you feel and where you're at in life, and stepping outside of your workload and all of these expectations and what you need to do and what your schedule is for December. But specifically in 2020, what will serve you best is communicating with people what your needs are and setting boundaries with your work-life balance, okay? That's what's coming through for me. But on from there, we're pulling from the Oracle of Emanations deck. Angel of Mercy. Okay, Angel of Mercy. This is very much a card that comes up when you need to hear the message that mercy is all around you. People will be merciful with handling what you bring up for them if you choose to communicate, but you have to communicate it. That's the big thing. It's like you might have been, excuse me, you might be holding on to something. You might be holding on to like, I need to do this all for myself, or holding on to how you're feeling. If you are feeling isolated, like this card is kind of pointing out, if you are feeling isolated, like this reverse hermit card is saying that you might be feeling in December, the pathway to your highest good and to getting through with that is communicating your needs and remembering this card of mercy, this angel of mercy, that the angel of mercy is on your side. That if you do decide to communicate with others, when you do communicate, the people will be merciful with you and they won't be judgmental. Again, choose wisely, have boundaries outside of toxic energies. Choose somebody that is trusted, maybe a family member, loved, close one, but really work on your communication of letting people know, like, hey, I've been working really hard on this thing and I might need help with it, or I'm running a little bit behind on this thing that I've been really focused on. But what's really, really coming through for me, what will help you in this month of December, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling isolated, you have to reach out. And if you do reach out, there really is somebody on the other end of that phone call, somebody who is on the other end of that FaceTime or that video chat or that message that wants to help you and that is aligned with your highest good. That's what I'm really getting from this card. But also the other thing that I'm getting from this card, again, is that self-compassion and having mercy on yourself. Ooh. You know what? I think it was meant for me to really come back to these cards for you, because I think that going back to that Eight of Pentacles reversed, and that you're going to be very in on your work, really toiling away, maybe having a little bit of perfectionism that you need to overcome, of like overthinking things or analysis paralysis, having self-compassion, having mercy on yourself, and recognizing that the fact that you are even overwhelmed and trying to balance things is a reflection of the fact that you're trying to begin with, and that in and of itself is something to recognize and be proud of. You have to, again, back to this adventuring, you are protected. You know, you can stand confidently in who you are and the imperfectly perfect person that you are, but the pathway to staying aligned with your highest good is having that self-compassion and reaching out when you feel overwhelmed. There are people around you that want to help you with your work. They want to help to give you maybe a fresh perspective on your approach. And this doesn't necessarily need to be like a coworker. This could be an associate of people who work in the same field, or maybe a friend or family member who knows you well and knows what you're working on, and maybe can give an outside perspective of things to help you kind of look at it from a new perspective. What I'm also getting is that this reversed hermit, this isolation, and this kind of perfectionism is really rooted in the ego. And this month of December, your highest good will really be being, I don't know if you can hear that honking, I apologize, but I'm going to keep going because we got to get this done, man. But I think that your highest good really is in acknowledging that maybe you're afraid to reach out because there's ego at play of not wanting to, or being afraid of being rejected. Understandable. That's a human thing. But the message I'm getting through is that there's nothing to be afraid of in opening up to others for help and for insight and for support. Support is there. Mercy is there for you. Okay, the final card that I'm pulling from is from the Moonology. You know what? I feel like this honk is a confirmation from the universe, okay? Okay, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you can even hear it, but I'm going to take it as that. The final card that I'm pulling from is from the Moonology Oracle deck, and what I'm getting is full moon in Capricorn. End of a tough cycle approaches, okay? End of a tough cycle approaches. I'm taking this good news. I like this because group number 3, you got all reversed cards. That doesn't always necessarily mean negative. That can also mean very important catalysts are coming up for you, that are learning lessons that aren't always easy, positive reinforcement learning lessons. Sometimes they're negative reinforcement. But if you are open-minded to the lesson behind what happens for you in December, you will be able to move through this. And I think one of the big messages that you will experience is that your ego might be getting in the way. But anyway, specific to this card, full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so full moon is a culmination of energy that came from the new moon, right? Like it's this big spotlight moment where the light is illuminated on all things in life, and it's a great opportunity to reflect on what has and what hasn't been working for you. Okay, and I think that that's where this clarity is going to come from. You've been toiling away all year, all year likely. You're working really hard at getting the right opportunities and moving up the ladder and things, and getting the right pay that you want, which is all understandable. It's all honest work, all honest intentions, but to a certain extent you might be overworking it. And I think that this full moon in Capricorn is that workhorse, okay? It's that goat. It's that energy that you really are in work mode in December. You're really going to be on it. I think in a really good way. You're going to be on it, okay? But it's really about making sure that you have boundaries and you have that work-life balance. And this is a message that the end of a tough cycle approaches, okay? And the full moon is 2 weeks out from the new moon, the next new moon, and the new moon is the ending of the lunar cycle. So I would say that in mid-December, at the ending of December, around December 25th to the end of December is really when things are going to start letting up, where you're likely going to feel almost like you have a backpack taken off a little bit, where you have some revelations, you get some information, you see some results, or maybe you finally do open up and communicate what your needs are or where you're at, or if you're feeling isolated, and you are going to feel that support. You're going to feel like the fruits of your labor are showing up a little bit, or you don't have to worry as much. That's going to come for you at the end of December. But again, you have to communicate. You have to communicate when you need help. You have to communicate if you feel isolated. That's the big thing. If you don't, you might continue to experience these things, but it's important to put your ego aside for a little bit, recognize that there might be some insecurities in the way, maybe do some deeper shadow work, do some journaling, dive into talk therapy a little bit more if you're in that, to really tap into that and get clear on what that is. Okay, y'all? Okay. I wish you a beautiful December, and I want to remind you that the Auralign Astrology Planner is my creation. We're having a sale, so if that interests you, check out it all in the description in the doobity-doo. And yeah, I'm sending you love because I really know that you can get through this month of December. And again, everything that I pull is more so a reflection of, if you keep on with the energy that you have in this moment, this is how things will likely play out. But you have the choice, and you have the sovereignty and the power to change the direction of your life with every single choice you have. These are just messages that are coming through from source energy that I feel like you're meant to hear to help you with that. So yeah. All right, y'all. I will see you on the next one. Oh, last thing. If you made it to the end of this video, I invite you to comment. Maybe to comment 3 green hearts. That's what's coming through for me. Comment 3 green hearts to let me know that you came from group 3, or comment whether or not this resonated, because I'm new at this and I want to, make sure I'm doing it right. This feels good to me and I feel very called to do it, but I want to make sure that this resonates. So any type of feedback, I appreciate it. And with all that said, I will see y'all in the next one, okay? Peace. What is good? What is gravy? What's poppin'? I'm sorry. What's up, group number 4? Okay. So first things first, if I just feel called to let you know you are on track, okay? That's the first thing that's coming up before we can get into this. I feel like you need the reminder. You are on track. You have been doing the work. You have been getting clear on what you've been needing to do. And I think that you are on track. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know, but let's go ahead and look at these cards before we dive into it. If you chose this based off of this group or this deck based off of this crystal, this is rose quartz. Rose quartz is a great crystal to have by your bed. It's a great crystal that's great at really opening your heart, helping your ego melt away. That way your heart can be open to love, to compassion, self-compassion, okay, self-care, self-love, if you want it for yourself. But also, I actually keep this by our bed because I think that it's just great for, supporting love in our lives, for me and Chris. And that's what I'm getting from this. So I think that if you chose this subconsciously, you might be interested in learning a little bit about what's going on in your love life, or maybe you're looking to lead more with love going into December and you're hoping to see how things will come about in terms of your relationships maybe. I don't know, let's go ahead and look at the cards before we jump to conclusions, okay? No, I'm sorry. I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling really good about what's been coming up in these cards so far. I'm going to go ahead and start with tarot cards. And I think that these tarot cards will be kind of like a message of how December will play out if you keep on with the same energy that you have going for you. And then the oracle cards are kind of messages from source. All of these are messages from source, but specific guiding messages of what actions, what things you can do to stay most aligned with your highest good moving into December 2020. So, card number 1 is Page of Swords. Page of Swords, upright. I'm loving, we've been getting some reverse cards, quite a few in this deck, so I'm always interested in an upright card. Page of Swords, I think that for this month of December, what I'm getting through for you, what I'm getting from this for you, is that in the month of December, you're going to be socializing a little bit more. Obviously, it's a holiday season. Of course, if you decide to go to see people, or if you're trying to connect virtually, I think that the virtual endeavors that you do have to socialize will work out for you. They will work out. So like if you decide to explore like doing virtual family games, virtual family parties, or group activities to really socialize a little bit more during this holiday season virtually, it'll really be to your greatest good, and you'll be able to find some fun and some levity, to really end off 2020. That's what I'm getting from this. But you're going to be feeling a lot more open to socializing. And I know any of you who are like, I'm an introvert, like, I get it. I get that that's your knee-jerk reaction, but guess what? It's 2020 and we've been isolated way more now than ever. And I think that you will, in fact, be open to socialization. It'll be on your own terms. with how you are comfortable, because you always have sovereignty and control over what you decide to put yourself into what situations. But I think that you're really going to enjoy your socialization in the month of December. And yeah, what I'm getting through here is that if you do decide, if you so choose to reach out, try to be a part of group activities or, live chats, live streams, create one for yourself, anything like that, it will be fruitful for you to connect with others. That's what I'm getting here. Also, the other thing is that your communication is going to be A1, okay, in December 2020. So if you've been kind of nervous about communicating certain things with certain people, I think that December 2020 for you, this month moving forward, is going to be a fruitful time for you. You're going to be able to find a little bit more clarity. I think that you're going to naturally be able to open your heart a little bit more and speak with compassion. And that's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, from Page of Swords, your upright Page of Swords. Ooh, okay. I'm getting, oh no, this is good actually. I'm getting the reversed Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords in reverse. Let's see if it'll focus. I want you to see this, because this is an interesting card. So as you can see here, when it's upright, it's a person that's surrounded by swords, they're tied up, and their eyes are covered. And usually when this is upright, this is kind of a message of saying like you're closed off from the world, you don't want to hear new perspectives, you're kind of stagnant in your growth because of that, and you're kind of cornered a little bit, like you don't want to see reality. But y'all got it in reverse, and that means that in the month of December, you're going to be very open to new perspectives. I think that you're going to, again, you're going to be more inclined to lead with your heart and compassionately, open-mindedly, eagerly really hear new perspectives. You might be interested in looking at new YouTube videos and podcasts and like hearing different perspectives that you haven't really been around or hearing in the month of 2020. And I think that you're going to be a lot more open-minded and empathetic to what you hear and see. And so what I'm getting from this is that if you do decide to seek new perspectives on life, on relationships, if you decide to learn new things, those insights will be very fruitful for you if you decide to do that in the month of December. But I'm thinking that you will. You're going to be inclined to do it in the month of December. You're going to be feeling, socially saucy, okay? You're going to be wanting to be like dipping it and doing it, going out there, being out there, and I'm really excited for you. I think that this will be very good socially and intellectually. I'm getting that you're going to be definitely more interested in that socialization aspect of things. Interesting. Huh. Okay, I think I mentioned this before, but I feel I mentioned it in every single group, but I really did record this entire thing and it didn't save. So I'm remembering all of these, but I'm getting the Four of Swords. Oh, all swords for you, group number 4. Interesting. And it's in reverse. And as you can see here, there's somebody laying down here. It's almost like a tomb, but it's reversed, okay? And when it is upright, this is kind of a card that's about deep introspection, going to meditate, going to have silence. And what I'm getting here is that in the month of December, you might actually be forced to rest. Basically, when it's reversed like this, it's like you have to rest. What I'm getting for you, group number 4, for the month of December, you likely will have it. Again, this is if you keep on with the energy that you have. You have the choice to, impact and switch things up for yourself in December, given the information I'm going to give you. But if you're keeping on with the keeping on of the energy that you're giving out, what I'm getting is basically you're going to want to be more social. Likely you're going to be more inclined to want to do social things because it is the holidays. And what I'm getting here is that if you aren't careful, and if you don't kind of heed the words of that you hear of being careful and taking care of yourself, you might be bedridden. I think that what I'm getting from this is that in your socialization, in you planning things maybe, and connecting with people, likely all of this will be virtual, by the way, but in your endeavors to do that while also working, while also keeping up with your normal things on top of the more chaotic eclipse energy, which is why you actually should be very careful. The ending of 2020 in general is already chaotic. if you're not careful, if you don't set aside time to rest and take care of yourself, stay hydrated, care for your immune system with the food that you eat, stay rested, socially distance, all these things that help to maintain your health, you will be forced to chill out. What I'm getting is like you could be overworked, you could become sick. Again, this is specifically if you don't slow your roll, if you don't heed the information from your socialization, the information from what you're hearing and from what you're getting in December and what you've been getting throughout this, the year. I feel like group number 4, you already know how to take care of yourself. You know when I feel like you know yourself a little bit better than most people even, and you know when you need to kind of like create those boundaries. And what I'm getting here is that if you get too carried away with the socialization or too carried away with your work, you will be forced to chill out. And the problem here with this is that if you are forced to if you do end being kind of forced to, like, when I mean forced, I mean like your body is going to be so tired. It's like, I'm sorry, like I had a schedule, I can't even keep up with my schedule. So what I'm getting from this is like, if you decide to schedule out that rest, schedule out that self-care to take care of your body and your mind, your mental health, you'll be able to keep on with your schedule. But if you wait and you burn out, or, you just aren't taking care of yourself enough, you are going to have to rest mentally and physically, and that will mess up your schedule. So get ahead of the curve, y'all, and take care of yourself this December. That's what I'm getting for you for the month of December. But those are just the tarot cards, so let's go into the oracle deck, okay? So, crocus opening. I like it. Look at these beautiful flowers. This is from the Soul Flower Oracle deck. My camera just doesn't really want to focus. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this crocus opening oracle deck card says, tender crocus is one of the first flowers to appear in the spring. She gently reminds you to open to the beauty and softness of the world, even though it may seem harsh and inhospitable at times. 2020 has felt a little bit like that. Trust in the process, open and accept the possibility that there is love and magic surrounding you always. I love this. I think that what I'm getting from this is that you are going to feel more open to just connect with other people and kind of prioritize that a little bit more. I think that something's going to click in your head in December a little bit more, and you're going to realize like, wow, I need to take a little bit more initiative with how I connect with people. And this message, I think, that's coming through for me is that, yes, opening up to others is only going to be nourishing for you. It's going to be the medicine that you need for your mental and physical health. Does that mean in person in this chaotic 2020 energy with a global pandemic going on? I don't know about that. But I think that this card is more so about you connecting, virtually through text, through even letters, reconnecting with stuff like that. And if you do see people doing it in the safest way possible, and really being conscious of taking care of yourself as you do it. But when you do it, your heart's gonna open up. I'm seeing some positive stuff relationship-wise, y'all. I really am. I think that you are going to be feeling a little bit more open, and things are going to feel a little bit more safe to you to open up to others. And I'm really happy for you with that, because I feel like this might have felt like a long time coming. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's really sweet. Okay, next I'm pulling from the Oracle of Emanations deck, and I'm getting heart. I'm getting heart beauty. The heart beauty deck. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. But wow, I love this. Okay, so this feels so aligned. In the month of December for you, you are going to be socializing a little bit more. You're going to be opening up a little bit more to new perspectives. I think relationship-wise, all signs point to yes for you, okay? And again, the heart, it's all about the heart for you in December. I think that you're going to be able to approach things with an open heart, with an open mind, with a heightened level of compassion and empathy for others and for yourself. I think that this is going to be a very reflective time for you in the month of December. And what I'm getting through for this, like a very Pertinent message is you got to take care of yourself, okay? You have to take care of yourself. You have to prioritize self-care because the world is wild, okay? But this oracle card, what I'm specifically getting here is that when you do decide to reach out, when you do decide to look at new perspectives, there is so much beauty there. Obviously, we all know there's wild people, angry energy and perspectives and opinions that are kind of floating around, I feel like, in the news and in social media, but in your immediate world and in your heart, I think that when you do open up, you will be able to see and experience that beauty and that heart within you. That's what I'm really getting. So don't be afraid to open up this December. And also, if you are already in a relationship, I should have said that already, I think that this month, two things are going to happen for you. You're likely going to, in your relationship, given that you might have already been quarantined with each other, you're going to find that your expression with one another is a lot more clear, and you're able to kind of cut through to new conversations with your loved one, okay? And your heart is going to be a little bit open, and I think that December for you is a really opportune time to open up a little bit more if you feel the need to. If there's something that you want to get off your chest or say to your loved one, I think that they're going to meet you. They're going to meet your open-hearted energy in a positive way. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this definitely applies with your family as well. I think that there might be tension in your family. There might be some tension, some disagreements with how to go about things for the month of December. And I think that in the month of December, you're going to see some new perspectives. You're going to have your heart will be a little bit more open in the month of December, and you will be able to, are you going to focus? Oh, I think it focused. You are going to be able to see those new perspectives a little bit better. Will you fully agree with it? Maybe not, but you're going to have a heightened level of empathy and I think that others will have a heightened level of empathy with you, where they will be able to receive your perspective as well. So I think that if you are invited to or tapped to, or if you feel the call to initiate kind of resolving things with family members or with people in your life that you usually kind of come together with for December, for the holidays, things will be fruitful if you decide to open your heart a little bit more and be a little bit more compassionate. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, last card. I knew it, man. This is really a reflective time for you. This really is a reflective time for you where you are kind of setting more intentions. And I got new moon in Capricorn. New moon in Capricorn. Hard work is paying off. Okay, hard work is paying off. What I'm getting from this is that new moon is the sign of the ending of a lunar cycle and the beginning of a lunar cycle. So what I'm getting here is that December for you will be a time where your work, you're going to be seeing really good results with that. And I think that also emotional, interpersonal relationship work, you're going to start seeing results. So if you have been kind of butting heads with somebody in your family or in your close circle, you will be able to find some resolve within that, or at the very least, you're going to be able to calmly see one another's perspectives, and it will be very aligned with the holiday season, I think. But also, this is a new moon in Capricorn. So I think that in terms of business, in terms of collaboration even, things will be really good for you. I think that if you have had any collaborations that you initiated in the past month or so, that's what I'm getting, they are going to be very fruitful for you for the month of December. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're running a business, now is a time of gift giving. You're likely collaborating maybe with different brands, different, online interfaces as well. And I think that it will be fruitful for you. So yeah. Okay. Group number 4. Overall, let me just do a quick wrap up. So you're going to be feeling a lot more social. You're likely going to be either invited to or feel called to go to connect with more people. And I think that, and you're also going to be open to new perspectives. So I think that you're going to feel a little bit more open-minded to looking at all of the different creative ways to connect with people in this chaotic year, and in the time of COVID and all the things. And but I think that is all great. I think that is all very positive. But if you overdo it, and if you don't take time to care for yourself, and if you kind of let your call to the outer world and where you show up socially or with work overshadow it, you will be called to rest. And you, like, I'm really, really getting a strong message that you need to take care of your body and your mind, and you need to take time out consciously and actively now to take care of yourself. Or in December, you might be called to rest forcibly. Like, your body's going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm shot. You know, like, my stress levels are shot, my energy levels are shot, and you're going to be forced to rest, and that's going to be out of your schedule. So if you want to avoid that, it's going to be very important for you to rest, to take time to rest. And the message that I'm getting here with the new moon in Capricorn is that, and what it says, your hard work is paying off. So the message that I'm getting through is this reminder, your hard work is paying off. So this need that you might feel that you need to keep going, and maybe ignoring what your inner calling is telling you to do, that might be a more of an ego thing and not as much of an actual insight. And the insight that I'm getting here is that your hard work is paying off. What you're working on is showing results. So don't overthink it. You know, don't think that you need to do so much so that you override your basic human needs. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. But also open your heart, because in these socialization and these interactions, especially in the romantic realm, they will be fruitful. Okay? Oh, I gotta fan myself. They will be fruitful. That's what I'm getting. That's what I feel. I think that there's gonna be some really interesting connections initiated in the month of December for you. And you're gonna feel your heart open a little bit. And I think that's good. The holiday season, you know, cupping season, I'm feeling it. So, all right, y'all, if you made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you. And also, I would really, really appreciate your feedback. Like, did this resonate? I'm really new to this, but I feel really called to do it. And I want to continue doing it, but I want to do it right. And I want to make sure that I'm doing it in alignment with, you know, with, I don't know, the messaging that you need to hear. And I want to make sure that it's aligned. Also, if you made it to the end of this, I invite you to comment 3 pink hearts, because we have the rose quartz, and it'll let me know that you came from group 4, okay? And that is basically it. The only other thing that I want to remind you of is that the Auralign Astrology Planners, my creation, are on sale for Black Friday, you know, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, all the things. And it's going to be on sale, I believe, only for like 5 days, but it's starting now, so I'd do it now while it's still in the forefront of your mind. I'm a very small business, and if you do get it, you're supporting a small Black-owned creator and, you know, a very small brand. And I think it's really important to support small businesses, you know, at a time like this. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, with all of that said, I'm sending you so much love. I'm so excited for the love that you will experience in the month of December. I really do feel that. But yeah, with all of that said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.